you're back. Yep, you're not getting tired of me yet. I don't know what's going on with that. So anyway, hey, I'm glad you're back for whatever that's worth. Today we're going to be talking about topic 13, otherwise known as absolute value. So absolute value helps us when things in the real world cannot go negative. Now, before I tell you that some things cannot go negative, some things can. So one thing that could go negative is money. If you don't have any money, but you owe your mom $5, or you owe your friend $10, how much money do you have? -10. I have no money, but I owe my friend $10. But some things can't go negative. One of them might be energy, right? You can have no energy, but you can't have negative energy. So if we were doing a math problem and it was talking about energy and we got a negative number, we would take the absolute value of that number and that would make it positive. All right? So what absolute values do is they turn everything positive. Let me show you really quick and then we'll get into a problem. Okay? The absolute value of -5. These are the absolute value signs. So think of an absolute value as like a washing machine. But instead of cleaning off the dirt on clothes, this thing cleans off the negative signs. So the absolute value of -5 is +5. It comes out of the washing machine clean, no negative. But Mr. Filer, what if it goes in the washing machine clean? It's clean 7, +7. How would it come out? Still clean. Okay? Okay? All right. So that's just a basic understanding of absolute value. Some things cannot go negative. And when they can't, we use absolute value. All right. That's all I want to say about it right now. Let's get into some problems. And we'll start out with an easier one. We'll start out with this problem, and this is number 7 on the homework. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to get rid of anything that isn't the washing machine, anything that isn't the absolute value. So this right here, 7, is outside the washing machine. Let's get rid of it. And of course, there's no sign between the number and the absolute value, so that means multiply. And the opposite of multiply, you guessed it, divide. We're going to divide both sides by 7. 7 divided by 7, 1 kills the 7. So now we're left with the absolute value of n is equal to 8, which is what 56 divided by 7 is. All right? Now, at this point, we're going to take our problem, and it's really cool because absolute values almost always don't have one answer. They've got 2. Ooh, 2. So the first thing we do is to find the 2 answers. On the first answer, it's easy. We just put everything down except for the absolute values. So instead of saying the absolute value of n is equal to 8, it just becomes n is equal to 8. We just lay everything down normal. The other thing we do is that we take this number here and we make it negative. So n is equal to 8, but also to -8. If our answer was the absolute value of n is equal to 5, it would be 5 and -5. Got it? So it's both 8 and -8, and both answers are true. Both answers are true. All right? You need both. Let's do another one, maybe a little bit harder. I don't know. Let's try number 13. Looks like this. Let's get a black one. 13. So we have a minus 5 up here in our numerator, also in a washing machine, over 8 equals to 5. All right, so same thing. we want to get rid of everything on the left except for what's in the washing machine. Okay? So here we're being divided by 8, and we want to get rid of that. So the opposite of divide by 8 is multiply by 8, and we show that like this. Times 8, this side. Of course, math is fair. We multiply both sides by 8, not just one. These 8s will cancel each other out. And so now I'm left with just my washing machine and what's inside of it. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay? Now it's at this point that we take our two arrows and we make two separate problems. Absolute value, not one problem, two problems. All right? So the first one, I'm going to erase this and bring it up just a little bit. A minus 5 equals 240. All right. So that's what we ended up with once we got rid of the 8. And now I take my two arrows, and I always do two arrows because I want to remember this is not one problem, it's two. The first problem is easy. We lay everything down exactly like we see it, except we leave off the absolute value. This says the absolute value of a minus 5. This just says a minus 5 equals 40, equals 40. Come over here. I always put both problems down before I start working on one of them. Again, the thing in the absolute value doesn't change, but now we're going to take the opposite of positive 40. It is negative 40. So we set this thing equal to a positive 40 here, and over here it's the same exact problem, except we make this thing negative. All right, now you just solve it. Plus 5, both sides. A is equal to 45. That's one of our answers. Plus 5, plus 5. Okay, so go in your calculator and go 40 negative. Go in your calculator and go 40 and then hit the negative button and then go plus 5. And you will get a negative 35. And those are our two answers. We need both. A is equal to 45. A is also equal to negative 35. Two answers for the price of one. Let's do one more together, and then we'll have you try one. Let's try number 15. Okay, number 15 looks like this. Okay, so this is the absolute value of 7m plus 3 is equal to 73. We're going to get rid of that thing that's not the washing machine. In this case, our thing that's added, we have to get rid of it, is the plus 3. So, again, both sides minus 3. The opposite of a plus 3, minus 3. These will cancel each other out. 73 take away 3 is easy, 70. And now that we have the absolute value all by itself, now is when we can do our two arrows. Now is when we can do our two arrows. Let's bring it up here. So we have the absolute value of 7m is equal to 70. And now is when we're going to take our two arrows and make our two problems. The first problem, we lay everything down exactly like we see it. No muss, no fuss, don't get cute here. Just take everything you see here and lay it down as a problem. Of course, leave off the absolute value signs. Then come over here and write your other problem. This time it's still 7m. We never mess with what's inside that thing. But we are going to change the sign of that positive 70. And do you know what we're going to change it to? Negative 70. All right. And now we're just going to solve both of them. We're going to get two different answers. That's okay. That's okay. Divide by 7. Divide by 7. M is equal to 10. That's one of our answers. divide by 7, divide by 7, and m is equal to negative 10. Okay, 70 divided by 7 is 10. If you go in your calculator and go 70, hit the negative button, divide by 7, you'll get negative 10. Two answers in an absolute value problem. Not all the time, but most of the time. All right, let's let you try one, and we'll see how you do. So I'm going to have you do, it's number 18. So let me write it down. X plus V plus 2 equals All right, so that's our problem. And I will let you take a shot at it. So pause the video. Sorry, I can't speak this morning. Pause the video and do your best shot, and then come back and we'll do it together to see how you did. All right? Pause. Pause. Okay, we are back. How'd you do? How'd you do? All right. The first thing, I hope you remembered to do this. We're going to get rid of this animal right here because it has nothing to do with the absolute value. That's the thing we have to get rid of, that negative 10. And by the way, this is multiply. Negative 10 is being multiplied by this animal. The opposite of multiply by negative 10 is to divide by negative 10. Not 10, but negative. A negative divided by a negative will make it a positive. We want that. We want that. We not only want the 10s to go away, we want the negatives to go away. And if this was a positive 10, it's not. But if it was, then we would be dividing by positive 10. But it's negative 10, we have to divide by negative 10. Both sides. Both sides by negative 10. Both sides. These are going to go away. The absolute value of v plus 2, negative 70 divided by negative 10 is a positive 7. And now we'll rewrite it one more time. We'll put it up so you can see it. So we have the absolute value of v plus 2 is equal to a positive 7. It's here. So now the washing machine is all by itself the way we like it. It's now. Now that the washing machine is by itself, now we can do the arrows. And we can cut it into two problems. Again, the first one. Do not overthink that. Just lay everything down. V plus 2 is equal to 7. Boom, there it is. And the second one is almost as easy. V plus 2 is equal to a negative 7. We just change that sign. Now just solve it. Minus 2. V equals to 7 take away 2, 5er. Minus 2, minus 2. Be careful on this one, please. Go on your calculator and go 7, hit the negative button, and then go plus 2 negative. 7 negative plus 2 negative. Or you can do it this way, 7 negative minus 2. Either way, you're going to get the same answer, negative 9. Two answers. If you got both of them, good job. If you didn't, rewind this video a couple times and play it a couple times, and you'll catch on to it. All right, that's absolute value. Good job. Well done, and we'll see you on the next time. Bye.